Hi, this is Dr. Mike, host of the free iTunes podcast, Psychiatric Secrets Revealed with Dr. Mike, but that's not why I'm here today. This is another Saving Savvy episode. This time we're going to look at a universal cell phone or camera battery charger. Now, recently the family went on vacation, and if you're like us, you bring a lot of little electronics with you. So, for instance, pop quiz. What's this? Yes, digital camera, you got it right. But in our family, we don't just take one digital camera. We usually have a couple of them. The kids might have one, I might have one, or even two. And there's other devices too. Cell phones, maybe a little flash video recorder, that sort of thing. And all of that really requires bringing along separate chargers. Some of those chargers can be a little large, and you're packing all this electronics in your baggage. It's a real pain. So recently on eBay, and I've seen these at other places too, I came across a little gadget that looks like this. Now, there are a lot of different versions of these gadgets out there, but the good news is they're very inexpensive, typically well under $10, even including shipping, often under $5 including shipping, and they're basically a universal charger that's designed to charge batteries that are either 3.6 or 3.7 volts, and that includes most cell phone and most camera type batteries, and typically under 200 milliamps, and that again includes most batteries. So for instance, if you look at your battery, and I know you can't see this here, I don't know if I can see it, it says 3.6 volts, 1000 milliamps. If we take the battery out of this phone here, there we go, and flip this back, this particular battery looks bigger, but it also is this is 3.7 volts, 900 milliamps. So both of these batteries, and in fact here's another battery, they all look similar, but they're all different sizes. See, that one's a different size, but you could all charge them in one of these little devices. I'm sure they vary as far as how fast they charge, and a more expensive one may charge a little bit quicker, but for most of us to take this nice little device with us on a trip is just perfect. It has a push-out prong for your AC outlet, and these things usually will run from 220 to 120 volts, so if you get an adapter you can probably use these in different countries. And they basically just have a little clamp here, kind of like a potato chip clamp, that clips on top of the battery and holds it in place. And then you have these little prongs that either stick on the top of the battery depending on the position of the little contacts, or plug into the side. And you can adjust them with these little levers here. So if I take one of these batteries, let's say this one, there's 3 contacts. The 2 on the either end is the positive and the negative, and this particular charger doesn't care which is which. So I'm going to see if I can get that going in there. It's never as easy as you think. There we go. Wait. So it's now kind of, I think I want to move this over just a little notch. So that little light tells me that I'm making the right contact. Now I'm going to usually plug this into my outlet, but today I'm going to plug it into this particular little extension cord, and this has not gone well in my pre-little test. So we got that contact there, and I just can't seem to get this plugged in very well. Okay, there we go. So now if you see, on this particular charger, you get a light show, and that light show will go off when the battery is completely charged. Now that might be wonderful for you or annoying for someone else, but other ones will have a little gauge on them, or maybe a light will go on or off, or that sort of thing. It just kind of varies on the brand. But I've used these things now to charge a variety of these different batteries, and they work quite well. Usually you charge it for, 4 hours, 6 hours, overnight, that sort of thing. And it really is a really great way to travel, one charger, multiple batteries, or if you lose your cell battery or your camera battery charger, which happens more often than you think, one of these little gadgets can very inexpensively keep you taking pictures. So I would recommend this. And just look on eBay and search for universal battery charger. Again, you want to make sure that your battery is in that 3.6 or 3.7 volt range, and you want to make sure that it's under 2000 milliamps. But I checked a whole bunch online, and if it's one of these kind of squarish batteries that fits in a typical camera or in a cell phone, it's probably going to be in that range, so check it out. Oh, you might say, well, why do it to cell phone? Usually I just plug in. Well, sometimes that plug or that receptacle on your cell phone breaks. You can take the battery out and then charge it manually and not have to just fill another landfill with electronics. So anyways, give my podcast a listen. Psychiatric Secrets Revealed with Dr. Mike. Get it free on iTunes. I think it's a pretty good show. And, of course, as always, have a nice day.